Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Mike and I've been in the role-playing space for 30 plus years. I've DM'd multiple campaigns and I've played in even more. I wanted to put this list together of free resources for you guys to get started in your roleplay experience. So check out the video and see how you can start in the roleplay world absolutely free. Alright guys, so there's hundreds upon hundreds of systems out there, but I wanted to find just some free resources for my top three, the three systems that I use and I have the most experience with. So those three systems are Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, Savage Worlds, and Pathfinder 1. Alright, so when you hear about role-playing, the system that always at the forefront is Dungeons & Dragons. It was the originator, it's the longest running system, and it has 5th edition out now, which has a super low barrier for entry for a new player. A lot of old school players love it, but specifically, if you're a new player in this world, it's such a good system to jump into. Pathfinder. I've used Pathfinder, I can't even say the most, but I've used it the most in the last 10 years. I became very accustomed to Pathfinder and I really love the system. Recently though, Savage Worlds has crept into my life. I got introduced to Savage Worlds by a bunch of friends and they sold me on the system and I am completely sold. It's a great system. It's a D4 based system as opposed to the D20 based systems of Pathfinder 1 and Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. All right guys, before we get started, I just want to let you know that all the links that I mentioned in this video will be down below, so check them out there. Let's start with D&D 5th edition. D&D 5th edition has so many great resources right on their actual site, which is dnd.wizards.com. They have a basic rules document that you can download and it goes over 4 key functions of their system. All right, so the first step on this document is how to create a character, right? You can't have a campaign without characters. So it goes over the process and the rules to create a character. All right, so part 2 outlines how to play the game beyond what's included in section 1. It's the more advanced rules or, you know, the rules for everyday life within D&D. Part 3 is about magic and all the rules associated with magic, which just happens to be my favorite part of any system. So this is a great step for you to get introduced to magic in a role-playing world. So part 4 is for the Dungeon Master. It's really important for the Dungeon Master to have the rules they need to create a world for their players. So it gives stat blocks, it gives rules on creating or guidelines on creating encounters, and ways for the Dungeon Master to flush out the world for the players. All right, so my goal for this video is to get as many people as we can into the role-playing space. It's a great, welcoming, inclusive community, and I really hope you get some time and you're able to pick up on some of the rules and jump into role-playing. If you'd like to see us live, you can do so at twitch.tv/howinerd and check out one of our actual play shows. And if you got value from this video, please click the link below and follow the channel. All right, so let's move on to Pathfinder. So while it's not the system I've used most over my career in TTRPG stuff, it's the system I've used the most in the last 10 years. It's an amazing system, and I've grown very accustomed to it and very familiar with the rules set. Pathfinder has one of the best resources out there, best free resources to get started with the system. It's the D20 PFSRD. This webpage has every single thing you need to get started and play through full campaigns with the system. It is an absolutely amazing resource. I'm going to show some of the stuff that it offers. All right, so this is the site, d20pfsrd.com. And don't worry, like I said, the link will be below. But this page has everything you need to get started with Pathfinder. It has all the core classes. It has all the base classes, alternate classes, hybrid classes. It has content, third-party content. It has everything you need to get going. If you look on this page, it's separated into 2 different sections. Players on the left and game masters on the right. For players, you have everything. You have ability scores, alignment, character creation, outline. You have all the separate races with all their separate stats and starting choices, core classes, base classes, alternate classes, hybrid classes, unchained classes, all the separate skills. It's everything you need to get going with Pathfinder. It is such an amazing resource and they put this out for free. Game masters. You're looking how to learn how to game master or you need to check something. I use this site all the time to double check rules because it's easy to just put in a search string and rather than looking through a book while I'm live. So over here, it has everything you need to, critical hit and fumble generator. It's got actions in combat. It's got advanced information for things like grapple, things that tie you up in the game. It's got all the free monsters available out there from Pathfinder. It's got monsters by CR, monsters by role type, everything you need, NPC classes, equipment, every single thing you need to play this game is on this website. It is such an amazing resource. All right, so don't forget to go to Paizeo's website. They are the creators of the Pathfinder system. They are great people, and they have a lot of free resources on their site to get you going with the Pathfinder system. All right, so last but certainly not least is Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds is owned by Pinnacle Entertainment Group, and they're an amazing company with a great community. The thing about being a smaller system like that is they have such a cult following for their products. And I, being new to Savage Worlds, have come to love it in very quick fashion. One of the biggest things I love about it is the fact that it's so adaptable. The system has bolt-on worlds or world settings that you can use to adapt to almost any kind of situation you can envision. We use Interface Zero, which is a cyberpunk bolt-on in post-dystopian society, and we use it for our Neural Nexus game, which is a cyberpunk game set in 1980s retro Boston, and it adapted very well to the system. So let's give you some free resources on how to get going within Savage World. All right, so Pinnacle Entertainment Group, their official site, they have this Savage World test drive link bar. This is a great way to dip your toes into the Savage World system. It goes over what you need to get going, as well as a tale or like a prefab campaign for you to get going on with the system. If you click free downloads down here, it brings you to another page that gives you a complete list of all the free downloads. And as you can see, they have 106 results at this moment. There's so much free content for them right now, outlining the worlds, character sheets, there's just so much free content here. It is an absolutely great way to get going with the Savage World system. So I wanted to give you 3 final resources to get your role-playing career kicked off and get going during this difficult time. The first one being social media groups. I have been playing games, role-playing games for 30 plus years, and I still go to my social media groups when I have questions, and there are great resources. So when I'm talking about social media groups, I'm talking about Reddits, Facebooks, and Discords that are tied to these respective systems. Like I mentioned earlier, especially Savage Worlds, they're such a welcoming community, but these are amazing resources for you to go and ask questions and get free content. A lot of people in these communities write their own modules or write their own campaigns, and they want to share. They're very proud of the products they put out, and they absolutely should be. So they love sharing it with the community. If not free, very affordable prices. So the last 2 resources I'm going to give you are 2 more websites, and that's Drive-Thru RPG and the DM's Guild. All right, let's take a look. So Drive-Thru RPG. It's as I mentioned a minute ago, it is an amazing resource for people. It is a great way for you to find content, and it's a great way for you to work with smaller content creators when it comes to this space. So right now what you should do is go to the website, go to advanced search, put in price 0 to 0. And what that's going to do is going to bring up all the free content on the site right now. And as you can see, there's so many free contents out there when it comes to TTRPG stuff. They have Battletech stuff, they have Cyberpunk stuff, they have Shadowrun, which is Cyberpunk stuff, but they have so many different contents and modules right now that are absolutely free. If you go to the DM's Guild, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go to the advanced search, 0 to 0 search, and then look below. And you have all this content, it's sorted by newest titles, encounters in Avernus, like everything. There's so much content here right now for free. and it's a really good way to get started in your career. I strongly suggest these sites, and I also strongly suggest that if you enjoy some of the content, you maybe purchase a little bit. So I really hope this video gives you the opportunity to dip your toes into the role playing, or hell, run face first into a wall that is role playing. From here, there's a lot of different places you can go. I do recommend that if you start off and you love these systems, support the content creators who give this content to you. All right, all it's going to do is allow them to put out more content, more systems, more worlds, and it's just a great community to give your money to, especially the small content creators in this space. Hey guys, my name is Mike, and I wanted to thank you for hanging out with me today, and I hope these resources help you out. If you got some value from the video, please give us a follow below, and come check us out at twitch.tv/howinerd to see some of our live action role playing and play. We'll see you there.